I'm super excited coming your way today. My name is Pastor Yomi Ajayi, and I'm sharing with you today on intimacy with the Father. And my case study is King David. It's obvious that champions have secrets, and it's important to understand that you cannot do much for God or be much for God if you are not much with Him. So that is how important intimacy is. David understood it clearly, and in the book of Psalm 27 from verse 4, David said, "One thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, that I may behold the beauty of the Lord and inquire in His temple." Now, David began with a desire. If wishes were to be horses, beggars wouldn't mind to ride. Everybody really wants to pray, and they end up not praying. Though I want to go on mountain, I want to go fasting, and at the end of the day, it becomes a futile exercise. But literally, David was desperate. He was intentional, and he was deliberate. He said, "One thing have I desired. I won't just desire it alone. I'm going to pursue it, and that will I seek after, and that is that I may dwell in the house of the Lord." Some folks are tired in few minutes, in few hours, but David said, "I'm going to go all the way." He said, "All the days of my life, I want to dwell in the house of the Lord. I don't want to be a guest in the house of the Lord. No, I don't want to be a visitor in the house of the Lord. I want to dwell there. I want to live there. I want to die there." That's what it means. I said, I want to breathe the presence of God. So if you want to know my residence is the presence of God. I want to dwell in the house of the Lord. I don't care what anybody says about it. I want to live it. I want to breathe it. And you've got to do same. When you make up your mind to experience this dimension of intimacy, you graduate to a level of beholding the beauty of the Lord. There's no way you're going to be with the Lord and you will not see His glory. Oh, I love this. Hiya Makopa. There is no way you're going to stay with the Lord. The Bible says, as we behold His face, we are changed. There's a metamorphosis, even from glory to glory by the Spirit of the Lord. This is one aspect we shouldn't miss at all. Moses was on the mount for 40 days and 40 nights. When he came back, he did it the first time, he did it second time, amazing. He came back from the mount. Children of Israel couldn't just look into his face because of the glory light that was beaming from his face. He had to get a veil before anybody could talk to him. And listen, folks, we are living in such days, and we've got to engage intimacy so that we can get the best of God. When the face of God shines upon you, that is favor, I'm telling you, and it's never coincidental. It is deliberate and intentional, because when we pray, things happen. Coincidences happen. When we stop praying, coincidences stop, and we've got to engage it. So that's the blessing on the second level, from dwelling in His house and going further to beholding His glory, beholding His beauty. The next one is you hear the voice of the Lord. Oh, He said that I might inquire in His temple. Because if you don't hear the voice of the Lord, you'll be left with common sense. And we cannot afford to live our life with common sense these days. You've got to be precise. You've got to be accurate in details of what God is speaking and saying to you for clear direction. There are too many confusion all over the place. And when you do this, indeed, intimacy will be a great blessing to you. Verse 5 of Psalm 27, David said, "For in the time of trouble, He shall hide me in His pavilion." Intimacy gives you opportunity to be hidden by God. Oh my God. You won't be a victim. You won't be a prey. Because if you don't pray, you end up being a prey. David said, "My soul has escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler." There are fowlers in this world. There are trappers in this world. Intimacy with God gives you the opportunity to be hidden, in God's pavilion. It's not just that. He proceeds he said, God is going to keep me in the secret of His tabernacle. No wonder Paul the apostle says, "My life is hid with Christ in God." Before you can get me, you have to get through to Jesus, and you have to get through to God before you get me. The blessing of intimacy is amazing. And on top of all of this, David said, "He shall set me upon a rock." Is going to set me up upon a rock. Get ready for promotion. There is no one who engages the blessing of intimacy who stays low and dwells low. God lifts you up to where He is, and mountaintop experience is your blessing. I'm telling you, God raises you out of the dunghill and he sets you among the princes that you may inherit the throne of glory. You will love to have this as a blessing of those who seek the Lord and those who engage the power of intimacy. You are a winner anytime. You are never a loser. You are a conqueror and you are a champion. And I just want to thank God for the opportunity of having to share with you about the power of intimacy, especially with the Father. See you next time, and God bless you.